Hello everyone. In this session, we will understand how to conduct experiment on first order Butterworth active filters, and in the active filters, we will understand how to conduct experiment on a low pass filter and high pass filter. To conduct this experiment, we need op amp, resistors, capacitors as per the design. We need DC supply. We need a breadboard, function generators. Let us start with the low pass filter. A low pass filter is a circuit which allows the signals within the cutoff frequency value. So this circuit will be designed for a one particular cutoff frequency, and for any frequency below that cutoff frequency, all the signals will be passed at the output, and the remaining signal frequencies above the cutoff frequency will be filtered. So as we can see, there is a resistor connected in parallel with the capacitor, which will be connected at the input side of the filter circuit, and then we have a basic non-inverting amplifier op amp. We can expect a similar kind of a frequency response graph once we conduct the experiment, and when we take the readings, when we plot the values of that readings in a logarithmic scale, we can get a frequency response similar to this. So we can see that up to the cutoff frequency fh, the gain is almost constant, and after cutoff frequency, the gain starts reducing at a rate of 20 dB per decade, since it is a first order low pass filter. So now this circuit is designed for a cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz, and what we are supposed to do in this experiment is we have to go on varying the frequency value, and for different frequencies, what is the output voltage we are getting, so that we have to tabulate, and once we get the output, we can find out the gain as V0 by Vin, and the same gain we can represent in decibels as 20 log of the gain. Now this low pass filter is designed for a cutoff frequency of 1 kilohertz, and so for the given cutoff frequency, these are the designed values of the resistors, capacitors we have got. We are taking the gain of the circuit is, we consider it as 1.5, and input we are giving as 1 volt peak. So now this is the setup for the low pass filter. So as per the design problem, we have connected the circuit with the required values of resistors and capacitor with a 741 op amp, and we are using this DC supply to provide VCC and VE for the op amp, and here we have connected CRO. The channel 1 is connected to the input of the circuit, and channel 2 is connected to the output of the circuit, and this is the function generator wherein we are taking the input signal that is from the function generator, and we can vary the frequency of the input signal using the function generator. So let us start the experiment. Let us switch on the function generator. Yes, switch on the CRO. So we are getting a sinusoidal input signal. So channel 1 is the input signal. So now we can see that the voltage, input voltage is at 1 volt. Channel 1 is set as, the scale of the channel 1 is 1 volt. You can see that. So the input voltage is also exactly 1 volt. So we can adjust the input voltage, the amplitude, we can adjust the amplitude of the input using the amplitude variable knob. So we can see that once you vary that knob, the amplitude of the input also is going to vary, right? Yeah. So now we want to adjust the input to 1 volt. So I'll just adjust it to 1 volt and leave the amplitude knob untouched. Okay, once the amplitude is set, we don't have to use the amplitude adjustment knob again. So again, we have a frequency variable knob. So in this, we can vary the frequency. So we can see that the frequency is changing as you use the, or when you rotate the knob, the frequency is changing. Okay. Now let us switch on the power supply. The DC power supply is required. So we have switched on the power supply, and when we will adjust it to plus 12 volt, VCC plus 12 volt, and V is also 12 volt, but its direction will be minus 12. Yeah. So we have set the DC voltage for the op amp as plus and minus 12 volt. So we can see that. So this is the input voltage I have grounded, and we are getting one more waveform, that is nothing but the output. So this is the output waveform. Okay, so we can even measure the output. What is the amplitude of output? So it is 1.5 volt. The scale of the channel 2 is also 1 volt. So it is taking 1.5 box. So we can say that the amplitude of the output is 1.5 volt. So this output we are getting at a frequency of 168 hertz. So let us start with 100 hertz. So we can adjust the range of the frequency using the frequency range button. So now I will adjust the frequency to 100 hertz. So for 100 hertz, the output, let us check once again what is the amplitude of the output voltage. So still it is 1.5 volt only. Input voltage is 1 volt, output we are getting it as 1.5 volt. Okay. So this reading we can write down in our tabular column. So we have input voltage as 1 volt. So frequency what we are given is 100 hertz. Output we are getting as 1.5. So we can calculate what is the gain of the circuit. So it is going to be 1.5 only. It is 1.5 divided by 1. So it is 1.5. And we can even find out the gain in dB as 20 log of this gain whatever we have calculated. So that will give the gain in terms of dB. So and that we are going to get it as 3.5 dB. Okay. Now similarly, we have to change the frequency from 100. Let us say I'll change the frequency to 500 hertz. I change the range of the frequency from 200 hertz to 2 kilohertz, and then I am able to set the frequency to 500 hertz. Okay. So when I adjusted or when I change the frequency to 500 hertz, so we can see that there is a change in the output voltage. So now the value of output voltage is 1.2 volt. You can see that the output is reduced to 1.2 volt. So we can note down the same thing in our tabular column. So for 500 hertz, we are getting the output as 1.2, and gain is going to be 1.2 only, because the input is same. This input is still 1 volt only. We have not changed the input. So we are getting the gain in terms of dB as 1.5. Okay. So like this, we have to change the frequency from 500 to 1K. We can change, and we can observe what is the change in the output voltage. So now output voltage is further reduced. So now the output voltage is 0.9 volt. Okay. So again we have to note down that, and we can find out, or we can calculate the what is the gain in terms of dB. So like this, we can change the frequency up to even 20 kilohertz. Yeah, we can change up to 20 kilohertz, and we can see what is the change in the output voltage. Okay. So all those values we have to note down in the tabular column, and once all the readings are taken, then we can plot the graph. So I have varied the frequency from 100 Hertz to 10 kilohertz, and for that I got the output voltage and gain as shown in the tabular column. And using these tabular column values, I have plotted the graph of the frequency response on this logarithmic scale. So we have to use a logarithmic graph sheet to plot the frequency response of the filters. So on the x-axis we have frequencies. So we can see that. So starting from 10 Hertz, we have started from 10 Hertz. Sorry, we have started from 0. So this is 10 Hertz, and this is 100 Hertz. Similarly, this is 200, 300, so on up to 1K, and this is going to be 10 kilohertz. Okay, so that is the logarithmic scale. And on the y-axis, we have gain in dBs, decibels. The y-axis is gain in decibels. Okay, so from the given from the calculated value of the gain, we can plot the graph, and we have got the graph like this. So we can see that for a frequencies less than the cutoff frequency, the cutoff frequency what we have designed is for 1 kilohertz. So for frequency less than 1 kilohertz, the gain is almost constant, which means we are able to get the required output, or the signal was able to pass for the frequencies up to 1 kilohertz to the output. Correct? But after 1 kilohertz, the gain of the circuit is reducing. Okay? So we can say that the filter is not able to pass the signals to the output after 1 kilohertz. That's what we can understand from this graph. The gain is reducing means the output voltage is reducing, or the output is becoming or nearing towards the 0. Correct? So that's what we can understand from this graph also. So we can find out what is the cutoff frequency for this graph. So to find out that, we have to take the gain 3 dB less from our constant gain. The constant gain, or the maximum gain what we have got from for this circuit is 3.5 dB. So 3.5 minus 3 is going to be 0.5 dB. So at 0.5 dB, we have to draw a straight line, horizontal line, and that line where it cuts the frequency response. So at that point, we have to take a vertical line, or that point, if you check the frequency, so that frequency is going to be our cutoff frequency. Okay. So in this case, so this is the line at 0.5 dB, and that line is almost crossing the frequency response at 1 kilohertz. So this is the 1 kilohertz frequency. So at that point, we have this crossing of the minus 3 dB line and a frequency response line. Right. So we can say that the cutoff frequency is almost 1 kilohertz. The given cutoff frequency, or the the problem what we have taken is asked to design a filter of cutoff frequency 1 kilohertz, and we are able to achieve that with this experiment. Okay, so I hope you understood this. On the similar lines, we can even conduct experiment on a high pass filter, first order high pass filter, that we can study in our next session. Thank you.